Ali Abdaal's thumbnails look simple, but they're designed to win the 2-second glance. Yes, the 2-second glance, it's so important. Today, I'm stealing the 6-rule system that he uses to create videos that pass the 2-second glance. And I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild this for you, for smaller channels. So you can see exactly how this is done, and you can copy this and go ahead and watch your own click-through rate jump through the ceiling. Hey, Augie Johnson here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're spending all this time and creating really great videos, but people aren't clicking on them, they're just kind of scrolling right past, the method in this video is going to fix all that for you. I'm going to give you a template that you can use to make the whole process easier. Here at VidChops, we've designed thousands of thumbnails for our clients, and most thumbnails I've seen, they fail for 3 reasons. Either too many elements, weak contrast, or not just one single idea. You know, viewers, they don't like to read a bunch of text, they glance. And the thing that makes Ali Abdaal's thumbnails so great is that they pass the glance test. It's just one idea with some big emotion, clear contrast, and that's the game. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the first rule. And the first rule is one big idea. Your thumbnail should answer the question, what is this video about at just a second's glance? So you don't want to have like a bunch of icons, 25 words on there, logos here. You want just one big idea with 3 to 4 words of text, a big face, and kind of some contrast that'll make the thumbnail pop. Rule number 2 is face size and emotion. You want to have big faces because that's what we see as humans, right? That's what draws our eye is faces. So a big face with an emotion on that face that kind of describes what the video is about is going to help draw viewers' eyes to that thumbnail. So if you're wondering what big means, it means like your face should probably cover like somewhere around 25% of the real estate on that thumbnail. And rule number 3 is just the contrast, right? You need to have contrast. You can't have a blue background with blue text. You can't have a dark background with a dark subject. You need like a subject that's bright and popping, and then you need the background to kind of contrast that. Because if the elements start to blend together, then it's just literally about your eye not being drawn to that thumbnail as you're scrolling through YouTube. And Ali Abdaal has said that his kind of rule is rule number 4 for us, and it's the rule about text. 1 to 2 words max of text. I mean, a lot of his thumbnails will say something like quit or first 1K or write faster, just 2 words. Now, my opinion, you can use a little bit more than that. I like to say 3 to 4, but the idea is that you don't want to have like a sentence on there or anything more than 3 to 4, or as Ali Abdaal says, 1 to 2 words. And rule number 5 is that you want to have some sort of visual metaphor. Like instead of using the word productivity or something on your thumbnail, you might show a clock ripping in half. That's what we call a visual metaphor. So to pull that off, you can use icons that people already understand, like logos and stuff like that. You never want to try to make a viewer look at it and kind of decode on what you're trying to say. And this brings us to rule number 6, which is to use a layout template. So Ali Abdaal, they use the kind of the same templates over and over again if they've proven to be a winning template. So for example, you might have template A with, a face on the left that's happy, a face on the right that's sad. That could be something that you would reuse for future videos that are kind of maybe before and after type videos. Another example of a template could be like a big face on one side and then maybe some icon or some other kind of image on the other side with a little bit of text. And if that's a proven template for you and your channel, then just reuse it for future videos. The idea here is that you don't need to reinvent the wheel every single time you sit down to create a thumbnail. A lot of times you can just pull up an old Photoshop file, make some tweaks to it, kind of customize it to the video that you're creating, and that will be good enough to get a good click-through rate. Okay, so let's go ahead and design a thumbnail right now, like I mentioned at the beginning, for a video called I Wrote a Book in 30 Days, No Burnout. And that's the title, okay? I wrote a book in 30 days, no burnout. And what I've given you in this video is a checklist, right? These 6 steps are the steps that you should have, printed out right next to your computer as you go to design a thumbnail. So step number 1 is one big idea. So how can I make this one big idea? Well, I'll use the text in order to do that. And the text that I'm going to use is book in 30. Step number 2 is face and emotion. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this big face right here. And I'm going to go ahead and stretch it out, make it at least 25% of the thumbnail with the eyes staring right into the camera. And hopefully that will grab attention. I'm also going to kind of use a little bit of filters and spice it up a little bit to give it that YouTube look. Step number 3 is contrast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the background. I'm going to cut myself out, keep the same background, but just change the colors and make it darker and a little bit brighter of a color. Step number 4 is the text. I already mentioned what I did there. Book in 30, I think, is a good one. It kind of creates a little bit of curiosity, like, what does that mean, book in 30? And kind of makes them read the title and, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna click on this to see how he did it. Step number 5 is the visual metaphor. So what I'm gonna do for this is I'm gonna add a progress bar somewhere on this thumbnail so that it just kind of adds to the story, adds a little bit more curiosity to earn the click. Step number 6 is just the layout, right? Creating a layout that's proven. I'm going with kind of the face on the one side, text on the other with the progress bar. I think that's a good layout that's been proven. And as you're designing your thumbnail, you should 100% keep your title in mind, because it's a thumbnail, title, story that together, paired together, should create a story that earns the clicks. So keep that in mind as you're doing this. And like I mentioned a few times throughout this video, the main emotion that you're trying to invoke in these viewers is curiosity. Get them curious on what happens in that video or what that video is all about. And that is what's going to earn you the click and help you increase your click-through rate. Hey, I learned it from Ali Abdaal. I'm just passing this along to you, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, go ahead and check out another one of my videos right here. This channel, I talk all about content creation. So if you're interested, go and check it out, and I will see you guys in that video.